everybody. Welcome to Riding the Bull podcast. I am your host, Rich Murphy, with my partner, the amazing John Marcus. How are you,
Hi,
buddy?
Rico. I'm great. How are you?
Very good.
I'm a little bit today's Wednesday when we're recording this,
Yeah.
and October 1st,
Yes.
and it's 2:25, and I feel like this day has been like the volatility, all the crazy stuff that's come out. I want to talk. We have a ton to talk about,
Yeah.
and
And that was one
I'm
of the
just
reasons why we
so
had to come on
like this.
early due to the fact that, like, there's so much going on. It literally feels like this started last week, but
Hmm.
unfortunately, today's Wednesday.
Yeah.
And it was just like 2 days ago. So,
I mean,
yeah,
literally the last 24 hours.
it's been insane.
Yeah. So you want to start with the stocks number yesterday,
Yeah,
which
if we could, we go into that grain stocks, but if we could kind of like empt this with,
yeah.
there's that announcement that there's the government shutdown,
Mhm.
and what everybody needs to remember is for the government shutdown, that will mean that there are no reports that are going to be coming out, which includes unemployment. Also, there's going to be some cattle numbers that are coming out later in the week as well. Will not come out unless there is an agreement put in place. So, with that being said, we did get our grain stock numbers, which is what John was just about to go over. Um, and there's kind of like a this and that to that as well. So it's just like, once
Well,
again, kind of crazy.
it's funny. And if you want to read the exact numbers, I'll just quickly just
Yeah,
surmise, but
corn
go
came
ahead.
in at 1.532,
Mhm.
which was slightly heavy, or higher than what the averages were expecting. And then beans came in
Billion
at
bushels.
yes, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, and beans came in at, I keep forgetting.
No, no, no,
Beans
no. That's why.
beans came in at 0.316,
Mhm.
which was a little lighter than what they expected.
Right.
Now, when those numbers came out yesterday, we were both like, okay, corn, I could see that maybe moving, 6, 7, 8 cents lower. We really didn't see much. And then it kind of picked up as we got closer to the close. Beans, you would think that they would be somewhat of a friendly number, did not really move, stayed negative,
Mhm.
and then kind of carried over into today as well.
Yeah, and last night it was almost like, you know, I was surprised with beans. I
Hmm.
thought that would catch a little bit of some upwards momentum
Hmm.
because just literally just based off, the fact that it wasn't bearish,
Hmm.
wasn't overly bullish,
Hmm.
but the number that struck me was corn, corn supply was higher than what they were expecting, but it was lower than last year, and it wasn't like some huge number. I was
Right.
sort of surprised that you didn't catch a little bit of a bounce, and like all of this wasn't factored in a little bit. But
Correct.
the news cycle moves so quickly
Very
that
true.
and, that today all of those numbers will be quickly forgotten, and the tale of today was the follow through from last night turned into an unbelievable buy uh, based off Trump's tweet about China
Yeah,
and
that came in at
soybean
about
farmers, his
12:30.
patriots.
And if you could, do you have that in front of you?
Yes, I do. And I was watching it in real time. And
Same.
the market was, of course, you were. The market, you could see it just kind of creeping, 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 creeping.
Mhm.
And it wasn't like something came out, but there were a couple moves where, you know, I know that nobody got this leaked or had any information
No.
about it, but you could kind of see, and then all of a sudden we went from like 10:05 to 10:11 and 10:11 to 10:20 and then back down to 10:10. And it was like one of those like crazy things, and everyone's searching what happened. Well, this is what happened, and this was what was tweeted out there by President Trump. The soybean farmers of our country are being hurt because China is, for negotiating reasons only, not buying. We've made so much money on tariffs that we are going to take a small portion of that money and help our farmers. And then in all caps, there's a lot of all caps. I will never let our farmers down. And then he blames Joe Biden. Sleepy Joe Biden didn't enforce our agreement with China, where they were supposed to purchase billions of dollars of our farm product, but soybeans in particular. It's all going to work out very well. And again, all caps, I love our patriots, and every farmer is exactly that.
Mm,
I'll be meeting with President Xi of China in
nice.
4 weeks. Yes. And soybeans will be a major topic of discussion. And then in all caps, the last one, make soybeans and other row crops great again. So good news for sunflowers as well. But I mean, it's just, I mean, how long have we been saying?
Mhm.
And you and me, obviously, it's literally just based on this year alone.
Yes.
A tweet is all you need, and that's
Well,
it. That's it.
it's
I
a
mean, that you never know when this stuff is coming out,
no, but the thing is it's a
but
tweet,
you
but
know it's coming, and you know it's coming.
it's a tweet, but we talked about this before. Well, obviously, we talked about this many times. Is the power that Trump has, whether he's speaking, tweeting, or any type of interview, the power that comes from anything that he says, markets, whether it's his fault or not, which you could kind of dispute on your own time, is, how markets react and the movement from those words or tweets is
Mhm.
just amazing. And the fact that he did it strategically right where he did, meaning near the end of the day, going into the close, you literally saw bean market turn around and rally 10 cents and close,
Yeah,
positive on the day.
yeah.
So
It
here
was
we
an
are.
outside. It was also an outside date to the upside. So what that
Correcto.
means is
Thank you.
it took out yesterday's lows,
Right.
and then came back and closed higher. It's a trend reversal. It's in a
Yes.
bear market, so we'll see what happens. And I guess I'll say two quick things. Number
Mhm.
one, this is a world we trade in. Okay, this is it. It's a different place.
Completely
And
different
number
animal.
two, so what does this mean going forward? Well,
Mhm.
bears are going to be uh, thinking twice about staying short.
Mhm.
Uh, my bigger concern is like farmers that have been hedged,
Mhm.
the last couple of months, and they'll stay hedged. But I mean, I certainly wouldn't want to be getting short heavy in these beans right now.
Mhm.
You're going to get this like wind of like everyone's going to buy calls, everybody's going to try and
Yeah.
get long. And the problem is not, this market's just going to probably chop around a little,
Mhm.
until that meeting in 4 weeks. That's a long time.
No, but you at least have some comfort knowing that you're going to be taken care of either way,
Yeah.
whether it's through the government assistance or from, the market rebounding because they got a deal done.
Yeah.
So, and I get it, but unfortunately, I'm not lifting hedges until I
No,
have a
no,
better
no.
idea. Right. No, agree.
Not at all.
No.
It's just I think the point I'm trying to make is I just think that, there's never any it's always like these bones that are thrown out, but there's no
Yeah, it's
meat on the
cookies. It's
bones.
always
Yeah.
cookies. Yeah.
And so, obviously now we'll take that information and digest it. And the fact that it moved the market twice as much as a USDA report moves it. Um, it's just very interesting to me. And I
Mhm.
guess going forward, it's like the Bulls have the microphone, and let's see what happens with this thing.
Yeah.
And the other row crops, and I know I was joking with the sunflower seeds, but like corn and wheat, let's see what happens. Like, I mean, you were getting to a point where, you know, it didn't matter what number came out or anything that happened. The one number that's always going to mean something is export sales. And
Absolutely.
it goes all the way back to the real supply and demand question is, does China need to buy beans? And I know they've been buying from Argentina. And I know there was another whole story out of Argentina either today or yesterday, with the Secretary of Ag, and there was a whole situation going on. I hope you guys didn't hear that beep. Um, but it's going to be real newsy for a while,
Mhm. Yes.
and
Totally agree.
that's going to be interesting. Let's move on to this government shutdown that you were talking about earlier
Yeah,
for a
no, I
second.
yeah, no, I kinda wanted to bring it up because unfortunately, um, it is a political, theater that is performed, but unfortunately, us here in the commodity business, you have a lot of actual producers that end up getting snuffed one way or another, whether it's through cash sales or the simple fact of, coming into harvest like we're at. The price fluctuation is just insane due to some issue that politicians are having where their agendas aren't being met. So
Hmm.
I don't particularly like that. But once again, like you said earlier, these are the markets that we're trading, and there's no way to really kind of force yourself out of it.
Hmm.
So once again, if that means you're going to have to start looking into, January or even like a March
Hmm.
calls or something like that to kind of hedge yourself just to get some extra juice going in through the end of the year.
Hmm.
Because unfortunately, we don't know how long this is going to last. Weekly options could come into play, but I don't know. Really, I would have to look a little closer at pricing, but it's just something to kind of keep in mind.
Hmm.
Because there's too much instability right now, a lot of
Hmm.
volatility. So once again, it's just something I'm not really uh, keen on doing. But you know what? Once again, this is the news cycle that we're on.
Hmm.
You know.
And I guess I would never compare this to what I want to compare this to,
Mm,
but you've we've seen this so many times. We've been through these battles so many times, and I'm just
right.
talking in the last, uh, you know, 9 months, 10 months.
Yes.
Like you said, it's this great theater, and it always ends up okay. And it's
Mm,
all this drama in between. Like, I did
yes.
not think there was going to be a government shutdown today. And I'll get off of this topic, but it's
Yeah.
always that 11th hour, and it's usually going into the weekend. And it's
Hmm.
like they'll cut some deal on, Saturday afternoon or Sunday afternoon or whatever. And then the markets are all off to the races and nothing you can do in between.
Right.
So, all of that being said, you've got stocks going crazy today also.
Hmm.
Those things are off to the races. I guess there was another tweet that came out today where Trump said something horrible about Powell. And I don't know exactly what he said. It's a quick one liner, but
Yeah.
it's just, I guess stocks are just really see, all this pressure on the Fed to
Mm,
lower rates. And that's why stocks are,
yeah.
moving the way they are. And I don't have
No.
anything else to say about it. I just feel
No.
like,
No. No.
you
No.
know,
But that is a great point you bring up, which then segues me into this, which is, you know, I don't think we could talk enough about the movement in the metal market
oh my God,
lately.
that's
You know what I mean?
insane.
All-time
Yes.
highs in gold, silver isn't far behind.
Mm-hmm.
And, I, I don't know about you, but when you and I were talking, I want to say in July,
Mm-hmm.
maybe first week of August.
Yes.
Um, I remember telling you, I'm like, I really like to see gold. I go, it would be insane if I can get this number, but I would be happy with this number, which was 4,000, which would be where I'm thinking. But if I can get to 38, I'd be happy with that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in here we are, October 1st. You know what I mean?
Well, how
You're
about the
headed.
fact you're looking for 4,000 gold and $50 silver?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
how insane is that?
It's
But
insane.
so here's my question with those, and those are pretty, psychologically huge numbers,
Yeah.
both, resistance wise and otherwise. So that's an 80-to-1 ratio, right? Silver to gold. What is the I used to know this and I don't anymore. Back in the day when, our friends used to buy and sell and take delivery and hold all this metal. But
Yes.
we had a lot of quote unquote gold and silver bugs, and we still do.
Yeah. Yes.
But the fact of the matter is, there's a ratio at some point, you know, you know, what's going to overtake the other. And we
Mhm.
were always told that when silver leads a metal bull move, when
Yeah.
silver overtakes gold, that's when you
Yeah.
know that thing is ready to roll. And
Yeah.
um, I wonder what's going to happen with that. And the only way to trade these things,
Mhm.
I mean, unless you're really, really well capitalized, and a lot of these guys are. is these micros.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that only because I have to be honest, when these first came out, um, I was like, okay, it kind of reminded me of when, you know, and this is gonna obviously date us, but like, going back to the mid-am days, um,
Yeah.
where you had all this and it was just kind of like a
Yeah.
little way to kind of get your feet wet and learn markets,
Right.
learn how they move and this and that without getting destroyed.
Hmm.
So I didn't really like it. I kind of thought it was a money grab, at first, but I
Probably
kind
part of it is.
and then I looked at it and then I'm like, you know, and then they just started to expand, so obviously you had E-minis, S&Ps and then onward to that. And then, they went into to micro metals, and energies and stuff. So I think like, wow, like, it's pretty amazing that, and for people that are kind of new to commodities or even guys that are just looking to kind of, like peel a few on, and then just, you can also just peel those things off instead of having to have like, just like one Comex or something like that. You know what I mean? You have options to kind of take it off
Yeah.
when you need.
Hmm.
These are great. They're
Yeah.
really great.
Yeah, the scalability of them is excellent.
Yeah.
Um, and, and to sit like if you'd come into the beginning of the year and you said, "Listen,
Mhm.
I wanna be long gold, I wanna be long silver,"
Yeah.
and you didn't have the ability to trade micros, I
Mhm.
mean, that's a massive contract just to buy one gold and hold it. And it's not the margin. I think margin is like $10,000 on gold, but that's a almost $400,000 commodity that you're controlling for,
Yeah.
literally nothing. And you can't
Correct.
hold that. And you can't make it through moves like that. And so
No. No, sir.
I guess, there's a million reasons. And this is something probably more so to discuss with customers. But I
Sure.
mean, yeah, like younger guys, older guys,
Mhm.
anyone who's been trading, whether you're brand new, whether you've held them, these micros are excellent.
Yeah, but what
Um,
about even like somebody like you who might be cattle or grain focused and you wanna look into some different markets because you're like, "Hey, I
yeah,
wanna kinda, like, expand my portfolio or
yeah,
kinda learn the way
for sure.
newer markets move." These are
Well,
great.
okay, and let me tell you one other quick thing. So I looked at a silver ETF today. I mean,
Okay.
I always follow it, and this thing has not. I mean, it's gone from like $30 a share to like $44 a share, which good move,
Yikes.
right?
Sure.
I mean, but compared to what silver's done,
How long of a time
percentage
frame was
wise,
that?
the whole year.
Oh, okay.
And so I was like, why wouldn't this thing? I mean, you think this thing would be at like $500 a share? I don't know. I don't. My point is, at that point for that kind of risk, I might as well just,
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it all depends on risk profile. And we might be getting into territory we have to, you know, have a disclosure on. But the fact of the matter is, and I guess this tie it up. Yeah, these micros are excellent. And the funny thing is, you're right. It used to be like bullshit. And I used to think to myself, like, who's gonna trade a mid-am bean or a mid-am corn?
Yeah.
The bond was good because it was half size. But like,
Mhm.
yeah, exactly. It was just like, all right, well, what's up if you're not gonna make or lose anything that's gonna ever, you know,
Right.
move the needle in your
Right.
portfolio. But,
Yeah.
you're right. Like to sit and hold this thing, and the higher these prices get on things, and I mentioned this about gold, like, it's a lot easier to, you know, control $39,000 versus $390,000 with a
Mhm.
micro gold, and with silver, it's the same thing. And with the micro S&Ps, these these cryptos are incredible, but that's I feel like we're trying to sell something. I don't want to talk about that anymore. But it's an excellent thing, and thank you
Mhm.
for bringing it up.
Yeah, no, no. I just brought it up because like it's been something that I've kind of been keeping an eye on, and then
Yeah,
I'm like, I think we really need to talk about it. You kind of brought that up, but then I wanted to make that known. Like
no, it's great.
this is the way I kind of felt about it, so it wasn't like,
Hmm.
oh god, and here I am. I'm like, please open some accounts and start trading. Mike, no,
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 no, no.
no.
Can we? I don't want to jump around too much, but
No.
the name Brian Sindelar was brought up to me earlier. and I didn't know who that was.
I don't know who it is. I don't know
Joey,
who it is.
I don't either.
Somebody keeps calling on my phone,
Uh-huh.
going through like some arbitration process, and they're saying that that's it. And I'm like, I don't know who this guy is. You guys keep calling me, and like,
I
I
just
had
want to say our
to lay the
producer,
whip to him.
Joseph Q. Bags, put me up to that.
He is the producer, and you know what? I
Hmm.
love him to death, and he's a technical wizard, but he is literally
Fire
a fire
starter.
starter.
Yeah, Drew Barrymore.
Yeah,
Bags.
yeah.
Bags Barrymore.
So he can literally start fires with his mind. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in your soul.
Yeah. And just
Um,
reach in and get you. So hey,
Ricardo, this is a great commodity talk. I'm always happy we could talk for hours, but let's get to the real deal here.
yeah, I'm in.
What the hell happened to you last week
Okay, let's just get a couple
in
of things straight.
fantasy? Yeah,
Okay. I am the reigning office champion.
you are a champ.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am so far underwater. I'm
Mm-hmm.
0 and 4.
1 month.
I've had literally, um, the worst luck with overthinking and paralysis by
That's not luck.
analysis.
You're making horrible decisions.
I think I'm gonna have to mute you,
That's
but
fine.
okay.
The
I
truth hurts. I'm not a yes man.
No, of course it does. The point that I'm making is I can't set a lineup if my life depended on it. I overthink. I don't just like lay my chalk and let them go out there and win a game for me. I get in my own way.
Why don't you just do this?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Get Zenny. Take a look at this thing. Don't
Yeah,
overthink it. You're
yeah,
the champ, baby.
you're right.
Say it. Say it out loud. Who's the champ?
I'm
Yeah.
the champ, baby.
Yeah.
Woo,
Who won last year?
woo.
Yeah. Um, don't. I don't want to see any more of this. We're supposed to have fun, and you're getting too emotional about it.
I'm
Set your
not.
lineup. Yes, you are.
I'm not.
Set your
Okay.
lineup. Win.
I sat outside of the window here in the office and I told you that I was going to jump, but I wasn't meaning that.
No, we're
Come
on
on.
the like fifth floor. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Why don't you do this?
Yes, a hangman.
Why don't you give us something to go off of here? For the week. Bears are on a bye.
Bears are on a bye week.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
what do we got? What's on your mind about that?
I like them heading into the bye week.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they have some things that need to work on
Mm-hmm.
that could take a couple of weeks to install. Now, it's not going to be perfect.
Sure.
It's going to still hurt.
You
But
are.
I think that if they get the changes that they need to put in, you
Hmm.
could see some real progress here. Um, let's say by the end of November.
Can I make a
Yeah.
comparison to your fantasy team and the Bears right now? 2-2 and 0-4. Okay, just no. Listen,
No,
this
no,
is
no, no,
not no.
no, no, no.
Just listen.
I have to interrupt you
Okay.
because remember, players win, managers don't. Per Joseph Cubax.
Yes, true.
Okay.
4 weeks into the season,
Yeah.
the Bears have hung in there. We could easily be 3-1.
Yeah.
Okay. It is so emotional in the city. And it's so crazy how you go, like each week is like, it's like you're on top of the world. Then the sky is falling and all this stuff. It's 4 weeks. The Bears look very nice.
Emotional
Bears look
rescue.
great. You're going to turn yours around.
Thanks, Dad.
I like where we're at. You're welcome, son. And
Yeah.
I think that we can, I think we're going to have a pretty good season here.
Yeah.
I'll take
I
the
like
Bay.
Tampa Bay in Seattle, so that's where.
Ooh, I like that.
Okay.
Big Baker guy.
Yeah. No, love it.
They
So
look
hey,
yeah, they look great.
no,
last
I was
week,
just
too.
going to say
All right,
that's
wrap
it
this
for
up.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, what I was going to just say is thanks again for tuning in. This has
You're
been
welcome.
Riding the Bull, presented
Oh.
by Lakefront Futures.
Yeah.
Obviously, my name is Rich Murphy, and of course, the
John.
legend John
Yeah.
Lee Marcus. He's
Yeah.
amazing.
Make sure
go
you
ahead.
press all the buttons. Rico, you'll tie this up. Press all the buttons and do all the stuff that follows us and takes us home and listen to us. And what else? because it helps
Um,
us in a bunch of ways
yeah.
I don't
So
know.
if you like what you're seeing, you like
Hmm.
the content,
I
please
do.
like and subscribe. Also, do me a
Yes.
favor, comment down below, tell us what you like, tell us what markets you're looking at, and it helps with the algorithm so that we can get this thing going.
Thanks.
Also, if you could follow us on all our socials, Ridin the Bull Pod, and you could find that. So it's riding no G, so riding.
Riding,
Yeah,
riding,
Riding the
riding.
Bull Pod. And that's at Instagram, um, Twitter, obviously
Uh-huh.
X,
Huh.
TikTok.
Uh-huh.
We just started a Facebook, obviously YouTube.
Wow.
But if you're in your car driving, we don't want you to watch it. So if you could, we're
If you're
on
in traffic,
Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Apple Music,
apple pie,
YouTube Music. Yeah. So just reach out,
cherry
find us.
pie.
And if you want to talk to myself or to John, feel free to call us 312-347-3888. Or here's the cookie.
What?
Go to lakefrontfutures.com and sign up for the Lakefront Insider newsletter. Boom.
Boom.
Get
That's
into
actually
it. Start
great
interact
too.
with us. You know what?
Yeah.
And it'd be really fun. So thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week.
Rico, thank you.
Thank
See you
you.
guys.
See you guys.